Chapter 3 is called The Regional Sales Meeting.
Stop it.
I know, it's sexy as anything.
I feel so alive with lust.
Hang on, is this going to be a sexy chapter or is this just going to be a bit of an admin chapter?
James, we're reading Belinda Blink. Everything's sexy.
James, every porno has an admin chapter, duh.
Belinda blinked, Chapter 3, The Regional Sales Meeting. Belinda had an early breakfast and was in the office for 7:30 a.m. This was probably a pretty important day for her, as it would be the first time she would meet her UK senior sales management. In other words, the people who reported to her in business terms.
Thanks, Rocky, for that explanation.
Some of this book feels like Rocky's put it through like Google Translate or something.
100%.
English to bullshit. She had no particular views. Surprise, surprise, Belinda.
On anything.
But in sales, you can always be surprised, especially when you talk to people in confidence and got them on board to accept your way of doing things.
I think we should ring the grammar alarm bell.
I need to read this along with you because I don't
I was going to
understand.
say, I'm reading it and I still don't know
Please
what's going
don't
on.
add punctuation. If Rocky's left it out, that's his own too bad. I love that Rocky's not afraid to write a sentence
That makes no
is
sense, that's true.
without meaning and also with verbs in a very unconventional place.
In all seriousness, is English Rocky's first language?
He's Irish,
Okay.
so yes.
Maybe if you do that sentence in an Irish accent, we might understand it a bit
Oh,
more.
do you think? Okay. But in sales, you can always be surprised, especially when you talk to people in confidence and got them on board, to accept your way of doing things.
Oh, right,
no.
yeah, makes complete sense. Yeah,
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 cool.
would, yeah.
Thank God you did that.
It was simple. If the salesmen and sales managers show any sign of performance, then keep them. No shit, Sherlock.
If they show any sign
Sorry.
of performance, that means they could be operating at 10% performance, but they've shown a sign of performance.
They can show up to the
So
office
if they're
every day.
alive, if they have a pulse, they get to keep their job.
Belinda was tough, but not mercenary, and she would use all her talents to make the existing sales team work.
Does anyone else think that Rocky's got word of the day toilet paper? Mercenary was...
9 o'clock came and Belinda rang for... 9 o'clock and she was in the office at 7:30. Bella rang her from reception to say the two northerly regional managers wanted a lift from Heathrow as they couldn't get a taxi to take them to the offices.
You can't get a taxi at Heathrow. You are fired.
Classic, Belinda thought. The company locates near Heathrow and you can't get a taxi between the two places as the taxi fare is too low.
Eh?
Belinda picked up the phone to her sales administration manager, Jim Thompson. Her Mr. Fix-It.
Jim
Ding, ding, ding,
Thompson.
ding. New character alert.
New character, Jim Thompson.
Possible fling.
Hi Jim, Belinda here. Can you rescue my two regional sales managers from the airport? Be delighted to, Belinda. Can I take the pool car? Replied Jim. Sure, Belinda replied. Just put the cost centre to both of them.
What are you talking about? I'm so bored. Why are we talking about taxi fares? I've never been more comatose in my whole life.
A knock on Belinda's door saw her London and Home Counties regional sales manager, my God, what a title, stick his head round the door. Pardon the intrusion, Miss Blumenthal, but I'm Des Martin. You know, your London man.
Jim, Des. Des! What are these names?
No one is freaking called Des.
Des, Martin, Tony, Belinda, Jim, and then Giselle pops out of nowhere.
Which only leaves our man from the West to appear.
Can we guess what the West man's name is going to be?
Oh.
I know already, but you can guess, yeah.
Nigel, probably.
I'm going to say Graham or Lucian, just because like it's a bit random and he'd do that.
Ah, you mean Dave Wilcox from Bristol, said Des. Belinda thought, I like you, Des Martin.
Stop saying Des Martin. Drink.
Put it this way, said Des. You can't say I didn't warn you. He also thought what a magnificent pair of tits.
Des Martin?
Des Martin, you absolute perv.
A second knock at her office door saw the Western Regional Sales Manager, Dave Wilcox, pop his head around.
Stop giving their titles. Just say Dave Wilcox. You've introduced him.
Hope I'm not late, but the traffic on the M4 was desperate.
Piss off, Dave.
Minutes later, Jim Thompson rang and told Belinda that the two other regional sales managers would be in the car park in 3 minutes.
Shut up.
I'm like, we're still not in the building.
I don't need minute by minute updates. Just be there.
Jim quickly introduced Patrick O'Hamlin.
Yeah. He's definitely done a name generator.
The Scottish and Ireland regional
Oh, of
sales
course.
manager.
No shit.
Patrick O'Hamlin as he played his flute into
Paddy
the office.
O'Hamlin came in with his harp. As an actual Irishman himself, he should totally be offended.
And Ken Dewsbury, regional sales manager for Central and North England.
For Central and Northern England?
Yes.
It's quite a big plot, quite important.
Well, someone's Scotland and Ireland. That's two different countries. Ken was from God's own country, South Yorkshire, and sported an accent to match. Belinda called the meeting to a halt at noon. Patrick and Dave had each given their hourly presentation, though Belinda could have asked enough questions to extend their presentations to 3 hours each.
Thank fuck she didn't. What are you talking about? Where is the sex? Do you know what? Should we just tear this chapter out? Just burn this chapter?
Just pretend this never happened.
It is living up to its title somehow.
Oh my goodness. Do you think Rocky, do you think he phoned this one in? Do you think your mum wrote this one?
Do not bring Wilma into this. In the ladies' toilets, Belinda removed her jacket, blouse, and bra.
Drink.
Oh my god, we've been so starved of sex, we're all getting so giddy. I can't even speak.
I can't bear it.
She walked back into the drinking area.
The bar, if you will.
The pub, yeah. Only 2 of her managers immediately observed her subtle change of attire.
That's not subtle.
Just a little chamomile lotion for that.
I love that every chapter you're going to have a new product for her to put on her breast.
Tiger Balm, chamomile lotion.
I could make a fortune.
That meant the 2 managers who were on evening flights to Leeds and Glasgow could get off easily, and the rest of them could drive home after the rush hour traffic.
Give a fuck. Why are you telling us this? It's so mundane. Oh.
Oh.
Ken Dewsbury choked over his pint of bitter.
I bet he bloody did.
Whilst the other 3 regional managers... Oh my god, the word regional managers, I'm going to
Drink.
scream. Her tits hung freely,
Oh, God.
like pomegranates.
Here we go.
Which famously don't hang.
To hang like pomegranates.
They hung like pomegranates. You know what Rocky thought there? He was like, not going for melons, too obvious.
Her tits fell loose. Fell
Loose.
She's 29.
Like a sack of rocks. Fell loose.
Like a sack of spuds.
Like a sack of pomegranates.
Alice is allergic to sex.
Sorry, I just orgasmed.
The RSMs all clapped in admiration.
Has he finally abbreviated
He
it?
has dumped the regional sales managers, thank God, and they're now just the RSMs. But I've got a plane to catch. Me too, said Ken Dewsbury. They both got up, shook everyone's hand, and departed.
But shaking a hand, it seems beyond that point.
Motorboat them.
James, it's a business meeting, you idiot.
Of course.
The bar was now getting more crowded, and Belinda thought it was sensible to button up their blouses, as they didn't want to get accused of being prostitutes. I mean... Thanks, Donna and Giselle. You really helped me out.
Donna?
Donna?
Oh,
Who
God.
the hell's Donna?
Is he mistaken Bella for Donna?
He means Bella. He means Bella. He's written Donna. He's very confused.
Who the hell is Donna?
Oh, Rocky.
Oh, Rocky, babe.
Thanks, Donna and Giselle. You really helped me make a breast of it, said Belinda, laughing. I mean, that is the worst pun ever, isn't it?
It's the worst sentence ever. Not only is one of the characters not in the book.
That was interesting, Belinda, said Donna. Oh my God, she's still called Donna. That's the end of chapter 3.
Stop it.
Very light on the sex, but I feel like we get to know her a lot better.
Do you know who I don't feel like I know, though?
Who?
Donna.
I hope all of our listeners have enjoyed their sleep. But nothing can beat your 60-year-old father writing porn.
Good night, kids.